I love judging people that I don't know on the internet. It is my favorite pastime. So today we're on the subreddit r/am-I-the-a-hole. And of course, we're going to be judging people. I love it. I love it. I'm shaking with excitement. I love judging people on the internet. Am I the arsehole? I promised my boyfriend I would buy him a present. I refused. Context, I call... What? Don't open with this. I don't want to read this. Context, I call... Yeah, I'm just... I will read it. You can read it there. I'm not fucking reading that out. But it's purely for laughs and nothing sexual. My boyfriend likes to make bets with me, such as, if this happens, you owe me $5 or vice versa. To the story, my dad called to ask a question, and at one point he mentioned that he was my only dad and that I needed to talk to him more often. When he said he was my only dad, I muted the phone call and told my boyfriend that if he said he was my dad, I'd buy him a present. My boyfriend grabbed the phone. Why would you want him to speak like this to your father? That's fucking crazy. My boyfriend grabbed the phone, turned off the mute button, and started trying to talk to my dad. However, my dad wouldn't listen and just kept talking about whatever he wanted. My boyfriend tried 3 times before finally giving up. Now, my boyfriend says I need to pay up on my end because of the bet he did. I argued that I don't because my dad made no indication that he heard him. Am I the arsehole? I think you're very strange. I don't know about arsehole. You're very strange. I don't know why you've posted this on Reddit. What? Am I the arsehole for standing up to elderly at Golden Coral? I think Golden Coral is like a restaurant. So me and my fiance are at Golden Coral with her parents. We were in line to get food. There was hardly a line as there weren't many people there. There's this odd couple who looked in their 80s ahead of us. I noticed a gap in the line and decided to get the broccoli that was right there in that gap. What? Decide to get the broccoli that was right there in the gap? Oh, is it like a buffet? Hang on. Golden Coral. Ah, it's a buffet. For some reason I thought it was a sit-down restaurant. I'm very confused there. I was like, was there a bit of broccoli on the floor or something? Before going back to the table, I go and say, excuse me, just going to get this real quick, sorry. The old woman, noticeably annoyed, said, excuse me, and cutting lines now, huh? I ignored her both times. The old man then chimes in and says, they just let anyone cut in line now, huh? What do you mean they just let anyone cut in line now? What, back in the olden days, they used to fucking beat them to a pulp in a very rude manner. This is when I say to them, mind your own... This is when I say to them, mind your own business and leave. My fiance is upset with me because I wasn't respecting my elders and being the bigger... Yeah, you should have been the bigger person then. You should have just ignored them if they were being rude to you. Actually, I mean, they were sort of being rude to you, but if we go back a bit, you noticed a gap in the line. I'm not exactly sure how this restaurant works, but, you know, typically, if there's a gap in a buffet, you can go in there and get stuff. Not exactly sure how Golden Coral works, though. Could be different. It could be more like an IKEA system where you have to like follow a set path and you can't go back. I explained I wasn't rude at the beginning or the aggressor. She was very upset with me because I should never be rude to old people, or I thoroughly disagree with that. If like old people can be fucking rude, like I mean I'm the type, I don't like confrontation, so like if an old person's rude to me, I can't even remember the last time an old person was rude to me. But anytime anyone's rude to me, I just fucking ignore it and walk away. I should never be rude to old people or try to stand up to myself against elderly, since we were at dinner with her parents and they could have easily come up to our table to embarrass me in front of her parents. Am I the arsehole for telling them to mind their own business? No, I don't think so. This has 0 upvotes and 61 comments. I don't think you're the arsehole. You're the arsehole when you go to a buffet, you need to stop, establish the flow of... What the fuck is the buffet system in the States like? And then move with and through smoothly, jumping onto a buffet close enough to another person to require an excuse me. So I feel as though maybe, I don't know. I'm guessing the buffet system in the US is very different to the buffet system in the UK. It's just like, in the UK, you just go up to wherever you want in the buffet and get food. At least the buffets I've been to. Am I the arsehole for not going to the baby shower with her? I get invited to weddings, baby showers, birthdays, graduations of people that I don't know that well. I'm only invited because my girlfriend knows them and I'm basically always her plus one. I always feel like a dick if I make her go alone, especially to weddings. I can't help it. When I have to go to one of those, my mood is ruined for the rest of the day, and I genuinely... How's your mood ruined when you go to like a wedding? And I genuinely wish I could put on a full sax and pretend to enjoy myself, but I can't. I do act like a little angry child about it. I get so... Really? I could give 2 shits at what the person your attitude is poor, my friend. I could not give 2 shits what the person inviting me thinks of me for not wanting to go. It's my girlfriend that gets upset and we always end up fighting because I don't want to go. I don't know them. I'm also an extreme introvert. I only ever go to work or be at home. You sound like a fucking fun guy. These events typically take place on the weekend as well, so after my Monday to Friday of working, I get to enjoy myself with small talk around people. Yeah, I mean, that is the the annoying thing about going to these sorts of things where you don't really know anyone. It's just like the same small talk over and over again. But it's just, you grit your teeth and do it even if you don't want to be there. I feel like you are the arsehole in this scenario, but I want some insight. What insight? I genuinely feel bad upsetting my girlfriend and not wanting to be there for her, but I can't contain my mood or facial expressions. Are you 5 years old? That's a brilliant Am I the Arsehole, though. Fantastic content. Am I the arsehole for asking my upstairs neighbour not to wake us up with loud sex in the middle of the night? Oh, and they've been ranked arsehole with this. Oh, let's have a read of this. I've been woken up several times a week, sometimes keeping me up for hours. Their bed creaks, bangs against the floor, plus they moan loudly. I think you might need to move, my friend. If you can hear that stuff from your neighbour, or maybe the place you're living at ain't got the best soundproofing. I wrote that's embarrassing enough. I wrote a note asking them to try and keep it down when doing it in the middle of the night. I'm a student and work early. She said she would tighten the bed screws, but that because we live in an old building, we're gonna hear neighbours from time to time. I've lived in old apartments before and know this. However, I also feel that means trying to respect the complex's quiet times, 8 p.m. to 7 a.m. on weekdays. You have quiet time? That's such a weird quiet time as well. Like, I'm pretty sure in the UK it's like, it's like 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. or something. That, like, you're not allowed to, like, make loads of noise outside. But in Italy, it's 5 in the morning. They're allowed to do shit, like screaming shit in the street at 5 in the morning. I know because I went there and there was like work being done onto like the building next door. And every morning I'd wake up to someone just drilling into the wall at 5 in the morning. It's horrible. Anyway, I don't mind noise outside these times, but being woken up on a regular basis is a complete lack of respect and a clear violation of the rules. Oh dear. I've since been woken up many times, even multiple times in a night. I wrote again saying it's still a problem and I really don't like to be that neighbour that complains all the time. Oh no, man, I don't care. Like, honestly, when I used to live in London, we had an upstairs neighbour who would just, like, I thought he was playing like drum and bass music really loudly, but he wasn't. He was playing like R&B, but he just had like the bassiest speaker ever. And it would just come through the floor. It wasn't even like the apartments were like 20 years old. It was a proper building, so like it wasn't the soundproofing's fault. It was just so bassy. And I was up there every couple of weeks going, can you just turn it down, please? I was like an 8-year-old woman. I don't like to be that neighbour that complains all the time, but I have to sleep. I also tried to speak to her, but she was dismissive and said it wasn't her. I went into the hallway the next time I was woken up to see if I was mistaken, to put your ear up to the door to hear them shagging. Even though it seemed obvious it was coming from directly above me. I could hear them as soon as I opened my door and barely needed to walk up the stairs to be sure it was her. I'm impressed that no one else has complained. I wrote a note again saying I was now sure. You're weird. This is strange behaviour. You're shagging too loudly, I'm sure of it. I wrote a note again saying I was now sure that it's her and that if they didn't stop, I would contact the board that runs the building so we could find a solution together. I mean, I think if it was music, that's one thing, but like, this is just embarrassing. Like, this is over sex, and sex is funny. She responds she felt surveillance and that her sex life has nothing to do with me and is none of my business. Yeah, she's right. I agree, but she's the one making my business by being so loud. She also said that going out into the hallway to check was too far and now she feels uncomfortable in her home. Yeah, you're weird, mate. I understand, but I felt the need to check if I was in the wrong. And of course, I don't want to falsely accuse her of being the loud sex lady. We both contacted the board, who responded in a shared email that it's a difficult situation because it has to do with such important things such as sleep and sex, and to my surprise, didn't tell them to keep it down. While I agree both are important, sleep is a necessity. Your studying and work won't be ruined by not having loud sex. I'm not stopping them from having sex. I just want them to consider others. All right, the sex police. Since the email, it seemed like they were trying to be quiet. I've not been woken up nearly as much until last night when I was woken up at 2 a.m. by them again. Oh, they're back at it again. I was almost back asleep when they started again at 3 a.m. After this, it sounded like they were dragging furniture across the floor, as it's clear they're not even trying to be quiet. Okay, yeah, that one is fucking annoying. Like, dragging furniture around at 3 in the morning. God, have some decorum. I don't know what to say / do. I feel they just don't care. I feel like the board don't want to tell them to be quiet because of the activity making it awkward. But if I was having loud conversations and stomping on the floor at night to the point of waking neighbours up multiple times, I don't feel they would have the same response. And they would tell me to be quiet. The only difference is the source of noise. Am I the arsehole? Yeah, you're weird. Like, oh my god, a great Redditor response. I'd record them and play it during a board meeting. Probably not legal, but I would enjoy embarrassing. Yeah, I have a feeling that's not legal and is also really strange. What is wrong with these people? I'd record them and take it to whoever is in charge. You don't want to be in their sex life, but they are forcing it on you. Fucking hell. Do not take advice from Reddit, Jesus. Great posting, though. Love it. Am I the arsehole for having poor hygiene in the gym? To say I was just working out in the gym midday, minding my own business, doing curls with my headphones in, when suddenly this guy nearly twice my age comes up to me in the middle of my set and tells me in a rather aggressive tone, "Hey, dude, you stink. I can smell you from all the way over here." I reply with, "Oh, really? I didn't know that." Then he asked me, "Do you know about this thing called deodorant and a shower?" As if I'm... Okay, I mean, that must feel devastating, in fairness. Like... I have nightmares about this sort of thing. I said, no, I don't see why I would. He then goes on a heated rant lecturing me about how I'm gross and that my lack of hygiene is selfish and disrespectful to others in the gym until my buddy steps in and the whole encounter slowly ends. Now, before you say I'm in the wrong, just hear me out on my point of view. So to address the smaller point, which is deodorant, no, oh, no, okay. No, I don't wear deodorant in the gym as I often hate the smell. Oh, brother. Brother, you need to wear deodorant. You can't be going to big sweaty gym not wearing deodorant. That's disgusting. That is actually foul. You are the arsehole. Do I even need to read anymore? I'm going to read more anyway, but you are the arsehole. No, I don't wear deodorant to the gym as I often hate the smell of it and the fact that when you break a sweat, it just washes off and ruins your clothes. And then why the hell should I shower before going to the gym when literally I think it depends, right? I think if you've just woken up, I mean, to be fair, you should shower before you get to the gym, right? I'm just saying you don't need to shower directly before. Like, if I had a shower in the morning and then I go in the evening, I'm clean, basically, you know, and I'm gonna have a shower after. And then why the hell should I shower before going to the gym? Literally 5 to 10 minutes into my workout, I'm just going to start sweating and stink again. Sure, I do after my workouts, but doing it before makes no sense. That one's more understandable than the fucking deodorant one. Jesus, like, dude, you're in a gym. People in gyms stink. No, they don't. It's literally a natural byproduct for exercising. That's like complaining about getting wet when you go for a swim. It's really not. Let me know your guys' viewpoints on this. Thanks. Yeah, you are grim. You are disgusting. You're the arsehole there. Right, well, I'm going to leave it there for this video. Like and subscribe if you're not the arsehole.